Tracy, the Jellyfish Queen, and today I'm going to be doing a video that I've never actually done this before, and I think this is going to be really sweet, and I'm really excited to do these in the future. And I remember I was like sitting in the car with Paul, and I was like, I really want to talk more about how much I love Sliver Queen and in videos somehow. And it got me thinking. I was like, that's a card that I am so happy that I didn't really directly spend money on it because I traded for it, but I was like, I'm so happy that it's a card that I have, and it's worth like every penny. And it got me thinking, and I was like, there's so many cards that, you know, I have and that other people have that are like a little bit more expensive. And I'm like, you know, people talk all the time, oh, this card's worth it, this card's worth it. And it's like, well, what does that actually mean? I mean, it means different things to different people. So I thought I would do like a video and make this as I do with my other top 10 kind of list things, is I, you know, don't have these in any specific order. This is just like cards that I thought of that were a little bit more expensive. And when I say that, that means different things to different people. I'm just gonna like throw that out there. So if some of these are like, you're like, that's not expensive, maybe it's not for you, but for certain people it is. You know, some people think any card that's more than $5 is expensive, and I totally understand that. So don't be like, oh, why'd you mention this card? This card's like $7. And it's like, well, you know, it's not $1. So like some people would say it's not exactly cheap. So let's get into it. Also, I listed the cards and the prices down below. This is TCG mid. I always use TCG player. And these were just middle of the line. Like some of them, I found with a lot of these actually that I looked them up, there was a lot of like not lightly played cards, which lightly played and not played are more expensive, of course. A lot of them were like damaged and stuff, so they're going to be cheaper. So I tried my best to like make them middle of the line as I possibly could. The first card I want to talk about, as I mentioned earlier, is Sliver Queen. Sliver Queen's worth every single... Ooh, what did you do? Oh, okay, cool. I got myself a little backwards right there. Sliver Queen to me is worth every single penny, and if you were thinking about making her as a commander because you're doing like, I made like ladies, or if you're someone who's like, I want to make slivers, yes, 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 she is so worth it. I cannot tell you how amazing she is as a commander. I absolutely love her. So she's 5 mana for a 7/7, like hit with her a couple times and your opponent's just dead off commander damage, which is freaking sweet. And it's really great because if you've got like nothing else to do with your mana, you're like, tokens, 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 like that's what I do. It's like I have card draw on the deck, but if I have nothing else going on, I'm like, yep, pump out more tokens, and she's just incredible. I love her. They're also colorless too, which can be relevant for certain things where, you know, like you can't block with like cards like, you know, like this is really relevant for Paul because he plays the swords, like the 5 swords, and I'm just like, but then I make dudes that can block his tokens, which is really freaking sweet. So yeah, Sliver Queen, definitely if you're thinking about it, she's like about $30 and she's just incredible. She's worth like every single penny. Okay, then I have Oracle of Mul Daya. This card's about like 20 or so, maybe a little bit more, a little bit less. Oracle Mul Daya, I absolutely love this card. I need to get this card for like all of my EDH decks because she's just, she's just incredible. I'm pretty sure it's a girl. Yeah. She's awesome. Okay, so you play an additional land on each of your turns, which is fantastic. Who doesn't like mana ramp? Play the top card of the library revealed and you can play it if it's a land. Super simple, super straightforward. Absolutely worth it. I remember getting this card in, definitely a trade, I definitely didn't buy it, but I need to get this card for every single one of my EDH decks that's green because this card is just incredible. Absolutely worth it. Very, very good mana ramp. Another one of my commanders, my babies, that is Avacyn, Angel of Hope. I remember when Avacyn came out, she was like sold for like $6, $8. And that was at a time too where I was very nervous about spending like a lot of money. And I remember Paul got this for me as a gift when this set came out. And oh boy, yeah, that was that. I remember the days when Avacyn was like that expensive. Now she's like 25 for good reason. She's incredible. She's so fantastic. I mean, having her as a commander is amazing. Having her in the deck is good, but just having her as a commander, like if you're like, oh, do I make Avacyn? Yes, 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 you make Avacyn. She's amazing. She's got a super big body. She's also got vigilance and flying, so you know what, you block and you attack with her for days. That's basically what happens when you play her. And just having all your permanents indestructible, like hard to remove, just incredible. Oh, love her. Okay, then we have Linvala, Keeper of Silence. And if I had filmed this video like, I don't know, a couple weeks before this was reprinted, This would have been, I think, a little bit more relevant because Linvala was like $45 before she got a reprint. So, you know, all those people who can now buy it, she's like 15, still a little bit pricey, but Linvala is really good if you're building any sort of like oppressive EDH deck, or you notice that your opponents have a lot of things going on in their board that you really need to stop because they have activated abilities. Linvala is a really good option. She's also a 3/4 flyer. She's a pretty nice body. And I've just found she's been super, super useful. I have her at Angels, and I absolutely love her. She's definitely a really great card to be included in that deck, and I really love her. Okay, then we have one of the most expensive cards on this list, actually, and that is Kaalia of the Vast. Kaalia is sitting right now at around like $35 or so. She's definitely worth it. Like, when I built that deck was worth every single penny, even though I had to take it apart. I'm actually thinking if I should revamp that deck in terms of rework it and then do a deck on that. Let me know if you guys would be into that, because I think I may do it, because the deck was a ton of fun. I've since lost my list. Like, I don't know what was on my list, but I can totally recreate that. The deck was a ton of fun, and Kaalia just made that deck super broken. Like, if you're someone who you really need to come out with a very powerful deck, Kaalia is a really, really good card to do that with. You just pump out demons, dragons, and angels. She's a 2/2. She's got flying, which is awesome. And, you know, equip her with like some lightning greaves, some swiftfoot boots, you know, make her indestructible with like something like dark steel plate or whatever. Or, you know, just Kaalia Avacyn. That's really sweet too. Just makes her one of the most broken and oppressive and fantastic and incredible EDH commanders. She's 100% worth it. Even though I took that deck apart, the deck was such a great time and I had a ton of fun playing it, and it was amazing. Love it. Now I gotta start brewing up that deck list. I'm so excited, guys. This is great. Okay, and the next card is a card that I remember getting. This was a little bit more expensive at the time that I bought it than it is right now, but that is Vigor. Vigor is a little bit less expensive. It's about like $10. This card is really, really incredible. I have this in Yisan, and it's just, I'll be like Yisaning for a 6-drop, and a lot of times it's Vigor if I really need a little bit of a push. So if damage would be dealt to a creature you control other than Vigor, you prevent that damage, and you put a +1/+1 counter on that creature for each 1 damage prevented that way. So, you know, you block with like, you attack with like a 6/6, and, you know, a damage is dealt to that because they block, and then you prevent it, and then you put all those +1/+1 counters on it. Just keep in mind though, it doesn't say Vigor, so like, you gotta be really careful about that. It's also a 6/6 with trample, and when it's put into the graveyard from anywhere, shuffle it into your opponent's library. If you do run Yisan EDH, I would 1200% recommend this card, especially for that other ability. That's what's really cool about Yisan, and what I really like that deck is because you have like Yisan, and like, you know, people kill Yisan and they think they've stopped you, but all it is just give you more room to like get more 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 drops. Like, it's just great. Like, you get the chance to play more of your deck, which is really awesome. Yeah, I'm a huge fan of this card. Okay, then I have Archangel of Thune, and this card really spiked up in price. I really thought this card was like $15. It's like $30 right now. Yeah, honey, it's a little bit more expensive. Don't quite remember where I got this card. I don't remember, but this card totally needs a reprint. Some of these actually really desperately need a reprint. I totally think Callie needs a reprint. And I really think Archangel needs a reprint. And this has been since M14. Like, that's since 2013. Like, that's a really long time ago. Card is just absolutely incredible. Like, I absolutely love this card. She's a 5-mana 3/4 flying lifelinker, and whenever you gain life, you put a +1/+1 counter on each creature you control. Like, you know, even if you don't have a lot of lifelink, just having her that has lifelink, you know, you get +1/+1 counters on each creature you control. Or doing this in sort of any sort of like life gain deck. It's just absolutely incredible and absolutely important. This is a card that I don't quite remember where I got this. I may have traded for it is what I think happened, and I'm so glad I did. Again, worth every single penny. Card's great. Here's a card that I think if I could really ultimately say a card that if you're buying, this is like another good video, a reason for this video too, is like if you want to get like a more expensive card for someone as a gift, like these are good card options. This one card that I really think if I could really say the statement, it's worth every penny, like, and truly mean it, it would be this card, and that is Demonic Tutor. Like, really, if there's one card that I could really truly safely say that about, it would be definitely this card. Every single time I cast this card in EDH, I'm like, I get such a satisfying feeling, such a satisfying rush, and I absolutely love it in Tassiger because I have so much graveyard recursion, and I love casting Demonic Tutor like 12 times in a game. There's just nothing better than that. If you're just like need to treat someone and need to get someone a really nice EDH card, Demonic Tutor. But you also have to get the one with Liliana on it, which is I think the art that I'm going to be showing you. This art's like the best. I don't like the other art. This is like, the Liliana art is by far the best. So card's very expensive, but absolutely worth it. Okay, the most expensive card on this list. I didn't quite realize how expensive it was until I, you know, kind of saw that, but I kind of saw it. That is doubling season. There's a lot of reasons why people need this card in EDH. If you're building super friends, you need doubling season in your life. You just do. Super friends, is that what I just said? I think that's what I said. Super friends, any sort of token generating, any sort of thing, or just decks that really want a ton of mana acceleration and have maybe super friends or token gen, like just card is so fantastic. It's like $55. It is very, very expensive. The most expensive card on this list that I'm talking to you guys about. So worth it though. Absolutely. Every time I have this card in Super Friends, I'm so happy I have this card. Got it when it was a little less expensive too. Got it when it was like 40 or 35, and then now it's like sitting at 55, and it just seems to keep going up the price. It's a little crazy. It was reprinted in what is this, Eternal Masters or Modern Masters? But yeah, I mean, card just needs to keep being reprinted because it's something that's just always, card's just always going to be really good. Also, it's only under what you control. There is a dupe, I would say, for this card that's like the same thing, but it says of anyone's control. You don't want to, like, if you just like don't have a lot of money, you can just dump it into that green card that does the same thing as this, but like, then if your opponent, you know, your opponent's mana doubles and your opponent gets double tokens and your opponent's super friends come in with this many counters, like, you know, you just need doubling season. It's great. Okay, and then, is this the last card? Yeah, the last card on the list is Sorin Markov. Sorin Markov's about like $15 or so. I actually just talked about Sorin in my Planeswalker video, and I really love this card like a whole bunch. And what I love about Sorin is I think it can fit into a ton of different decks. If you have a friend who really loves black and EDH and you totally want to spoil them, get them a Sorin, because let's be real here, there's nothing better than just playing and minusing 3M and saying, hi, your life total is at 10 now. You thought you were at 200, you thought you were at 1,000, you thought you were at infinity, but you're actually at 10, and then swinging and killing your opponent that same turn. Really, really fantastic. Absolutely, definitely would recommend this card. Again, a little bit pricier, but a really fantastic Planeswalker, and again, I think it fits into a ton of different archetypes in EDH, so. And then it's got those other abilities, you know, casually controlling your opponent's turn. That seems pretty okay too, so. Yeah guys, that was it for cards that are a little bit more expensive, but I definitely think that they're definitely worth it. So if you want to spoil someone or you want to spoil yourself, yeah, but that's it. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.